herself. Now, on this first show, I can't think of a more appropriate organization to showcase than AACI, Asian Americans for Community Involvement. This is a group that has been breaking the type of cultural ground that we are going to try to do on this show because it seeks to serve all the different communities in the name of our community. And just like Tai Chi, the exercises you see going on in this AACI class, it can be much more complex than it might appear. Now, joining me to talk about AACI's many unique programs and services, as well as AACI's upcoming event on Saturday, September 20th, is AACI President and CEO Michele Liu. And to talk about one of the real groundbreaking areas of service AACI provides is the Executive Vice President of Mental Health and Community Services, Sarita Kohli. Welcome to the first show.
We're honored to be here. Thanks for having us.
It gives me a chance to talk about AACI without limiting myself to a two-minute story.
Excellent.
Now, Michele, I remember going as a college student with another college student, a young Paul Fong, and we went to a groundbreaking ceremony for an AACI program, and at that time it was small and just starting, and now look at AACI. It's gotten so big. Give us an idea in terms of how do you account for its growth and how it's managed to succeed?
We have come a long way, Robert, since those days when your hair was probably a little bit longer and Paul's hair was probably blacker. We started out in the early 1970s as a volunteer advocacy group trying to provide a voice for the emerging Asian American community. And today, decades later, we've grown to have an array of health and wellness programs for folks of all ages, of all backgrounds. Today, we have a staff of over 180 folks who collectively speak over 40 different languages and dialects.
And it wasn't seen as emerging at that time, right? I mean, in a sense, Asians were sort of the minority group that a lot of people, mainstream society, kind of overlooked at that time, huh?
Exactly. The Asian community back in the early 70s was considered the silent minority. And our founders, a group of 12, said we need to provide a voice for this community, not the voice, but a voice for the diverse community.
Now, I'd have to say that health services that AACI provides is probably an area that makes it a very important and a very crucial part of the community, right?
Exactly. We started providing primary care health services in the year 2000, and we've been providing mental health services for almost 40 years.
Well, you know, as we said before, it is difficult to address the needs of the Asian American community with so many different communities in it. But what services do you find are the most in demand, and how do you try to meet that demand?
One area where we see the most demand right now is in primary care. We have 6 bilingual doctors on staff who are committed to seeing patients regardless of their ability to pay, and our waiting list is about 5 months long with 0 marketing efforts.
Wow.
So we are embarking on an initiative to expand our primary care health center in 2 locations to make our services more accessible to the population.
Now, Sarita Kohli, I remember news stories were being done at the time when it first began to address the mental health issues because really, I mean, it just wasn't an issue that the Asian American community wanted to talk about, and certainly not the older generation. Have you seen a lot of progress in that?
Well, we've seen a lot of progress since that time, but even now the stigma against mental health continues to be very, very strong. And one of the things that we have done here is that we used some of our staff and our clients to actually create an audiovisual or DVD that addresses the stigma, and we've done a lot of outreach with that and talked about, you know, that people can get better. And people, when they see their own kind of people on the screen, it has a big impact with that. And, you know, today our mental health program serves about 1,200 clients a year. So we've made a lot of progress in that way.
And we were at AACI recently, and we saw a session where counselors were talking to parents and adults about dealing with youth and their own children. Now, tell us, what were they discussing, and what are some of the issues that they're addressing, especially with the youth?
Well, there's lots of issues with the youth, particularly, you know, I think the myth of the model minority continues, but the reality is that a lot of our youth are involved with gangs and with substance abuse issues. There are lots of intergenerational conflicts. There's issues with mental health, which, you know, because of the stigma that continues, people don't bring it to the fore. So we serve about 400 or 500 youths every year through our after-school programs, through various other programs, including our substance abuse programs and mental health programs, and multiple issues continue to be there.
Well, Michele, now we saw some seniors singing at the center, and Were they practicing for your event that's on September 20th? Now, I know that it's a charity karaoke fundraising event called Karaoke. Very clever. What's going to go on, and how important is this event for AACI?
Sarita and I love our senior choir, and some of them will, in fact, be attending our karaoke event coming up Saturday, September 20th at Santa Clara Convention Center. And we are planning a fun night. This is a big fundraiser for the organization and for our clients. We will have some celebrity karaoke championship with some surprise elected officials. It should be a great time.
Well, I know that our own Mike Inouye is the MC, so I have no idea how the karaoke part is going to go, but I know the overall program is in good hands.
Definitely.
Thank you, Michele and Sarita. Good luck, continued success. I hope to be able to feature AACI many times over the coming years.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.